So welcome everybody to Dingos TV, first ever interview of the 2013 football season. Today we have Tom Bell. Welcome Tom Bell, and congratulations on the Dingo captaincy.
Thank you very much.
How does it feel to be the second ever Canadian captain of the Dingos?
I take it as a pretty big honor, especially considering the first Canadian captain was the founder of the club. So I think it's, for me, it's a big accomplishment to be able to captain guys who brought the sport over from Australia here and turned out to be one of the leaders of the team.
So, as captain, what should we expect from you this season?
Well, I'm more of a quiet type of guy, so I probably won't do any rousing halftime speeches or anything. I'll leave that to Stewie and Robbo. I'm going to try to lead by example as much as possible, be as hard as I can at the footy, show up to training as often as I can. I usually have a pretty good attendance record except for this year, but more on that later, I suppose.
So yeah, basically you lead by example.
Exactly.
So, what do you expect from the players on the field?
Well, I guess I kind of expect them to follow my example, show up to training, stay fit. The only way we're going to win a flag is if we get to as many trainings as possible. I don't care if you're a first-year player or been with the Dingos for 10 years. Commitment to the club is the only way we're gonna get any better as a unit.
So as captain, and I've always found this interesting, what is your interaction with the coaching staff?
Well, I talk to the coaching staff pretty regularly. I think part of what makes the Dingoes great is that the coaching staff's kind of accessible to anybody on the team, not only captains or leaders on the club, but pretty much if anybody has a question, they can go up and ask. I got involved in the leadership 2 or 3 years ago before I was captain or anything. I think if you show an interest in the club and in footy, you're going to find the coach's ears pretty easily.
And being captain probably is the icing on the cake for a good couple of years with the Dingoes.
Yeah, for sure.
You joined in 2009. You won Best Rookie Award in 2009 in your first year. You also won the Coaches Award in 2009, so that was a great inaugural year. You also won the Coaches Award in 2011, the runner-up Canadian for Best and Fairest in 2010 and 2011. The OAF All-Star Team, you made that in 2011 and 2012. And then, of course, last year, you won the Best and Fairest of 2012. And that's a hell of a record. So, what award means the most to you?
Winning any award is a good honor and I think an accomplishment, and there's a lot of other ones that are big accomplishments, milestones, big games, but I'd be lying if I didn't say the Best and Fairest wasn't kind of the feather in my cap, I guess. It's what I've been working for, and it was a big honor to win it.
So, now that you won the Best and Fairest for 2012, which in many people's eyes, with the exception of winning the flag, is probably one of the highest honours you can achieve in the Dingoes Football Club. So what does that mean going into 2013? Do you feel there's a pressure?
Not really. I felt pressure before winning to play the best I could every game. I'm not going to change that because of an award, and I kind of felt in a way I've already outdid myself last year by being named captain. I kind of getting the captainship is a big honor, almost more than the Best and Fairest was. So I think the more people, especially Canadians, we have winning the Best and Fairest just means the stronger our club's going to be.
So since 2009, over those years, you played up to or over 55 games for the Dingoes. Which game sticks in your mind the most?
There's probably 2 games that come to mind first. It was on our playoff run in 2010 when we made the grand final. We beat the Eagles and Roos on our way to that grand final, and both of them were kind of no chance of us winning them games, and it just was a really cool moment to see the club come together and the team come together and kind of the David beat Goliath scenario, and I just remember celebrating those wins were kind of the best footy memories I have.
And there've been a lot of games, and you've made Northwind, which I believe is another honor.
Yeah, that's a huge, playing for my country is huge.
And even getting to that stage, you must impress in the eyes of many people. And from my time at the Dingos and from hearing from other people and playing alongside you, you've been described as having a physical approach to play, and some of the opposition may even say brutal. So could you elaborate on the way you approach a game in terms of how you play, your physicality?
The physical aspect of my game definitely comes from my rugby career. I played high-level rugby for a long time, so I probably brought that over. It was probably my first year when Mick McFarland was the coach. He had me lining up in a back pocket or something, and I asked him after, I think, my third game, like, I just want to be in a position where I can hit people. And that's when he stuck me in the ruck, and I've been there pretty much ever since, and I love playing there, and so that's really when my footy career took off. I just like making the other players know that I'm on the field and make sure they remember it every time they touch the ball.
And I think it's probably one of the reasons why you won that Best and Fairest, because of the commitment, as you put it earlier, your physicality and your just strive and win that ball. And with this commitment and this expectation of the Dingoes this year, especially in your eyes, how do you rate the Dingoes' chance for a flag?
I think this is probably the best chance since I started playing with the Dingoes. I mean, we obviously had a great run in 2010 getting to the grand final, but that was kind of an unexpected run. I think this year we had a lot of great pickups in the off season. We have got Big Wade, we got Camillo, Max Parrish, probably missing a couple more. We got a lot of great pickups, and really just helped make our team stronger and filled in some key positions for us.
So you reckon with our new pickups this year, with the likes of the Canadians being quite strong, like Darcy, for example, and Christian in the back line, that these are good pickups. Do you think this will be this mix of new blood and old heads is enough for us to win the flag this year?
I hope so. Like I said, if we keep getting everybody out to training and commit to the cause, I think there's no reason why we shouldn't win it.
All right. So I think we went through a lot about you as a player and in terms of your involvement in the club, but what does Tom Bell do outside of football?
Well, a lot of my time is taken up by work. I'm in kind of a family business, clothing business. We make and sell yoga clothing, dedicatedclothing.com. Little shout out. I'm also into music, play guitar and piano and stuff, and actually I'm in a band with another fellow Dingo, or band of sorts, I should say.
Very good. And I guess, coming from that, this interview is probably the first time at least a lot of the new guys have heard you talk or had this interaction. Where have you been for the past couple of weeks?
I actually got married in the middle of May, so missed a couple games there. Then that led to the honeymoon, missed 2 more games. So unfortunately, my captaincy year, I missed the first 3 out of 4 games, or 3 out of the first 4 games. But I'm back for the rest of the summer, looking forward to getting on the pitch with the boys.
So speak of your absence now in the past couple of games. How do you feel about Jimmy being the only winning captain this year?
I don't know if that's necessarily true. I think Ramsey captained the boys in round 2 versus the Hawks and came out with a W. So, and I came to a draw with the Roos, which I know isn't a win, but it's not a loss either.
Okay, fair enough. But speaking of Ramsey, who's a revered character around the Dingo, I got a pop question for you. Can you name all of Ramsey's nicknames?
I don't think there's a person on the face of the planet that can name all of Ramsey's nicknames.
Well, give it a shot. What can you do?
There's Rama Lama Ding Dong, Chef, Shefa, Pharaoh,
Bruce Willis,
Lex Luthor. That's probably a ton of them. I don't know. You can pretty much call him anything. And
he did have a particular weird name last year.
Oh, when Stewie shaved his head, I think we either started calling Stewie Ramsey or Ramsey Stewie. So yeah, Ramsey just pretty much answers to anything. He's a man of many names.
And he's probably one of the favorite Dingoes around the club. But who's your favorite Dingo and why?
I like all the Dingoes. I think I don't play favorites, but I always enjoy a night out with Sean McKay. the two of us get into some trouble, probably too much trouble. But he's a good guy to go out in town with.
And is there any particular reason?
Well, his nickname's Sloppy, so I mean, there's that in itself. He never leaves the club short of stories, that's for sure.
Okay, well, we'll leave that for another day. When we do Sean go.
Yeah, you can ask him about all his adventures in Toronto.
We shall. And speaking of Shawnee, I asked for the team to submit a couple of questions for you. So I had quite a lot, but I had to whittle it down to 2. So I picked these. The first one actually comes from Sean McKay, and he asks, can you explain to us the phenomenon of TB eyes? That's capital T, capital B eyes.
Like I said, me and Shawnee get in a little too much trouble when we go out together, and probably they come out the most when he's around. After one or two too many cocktails, my eyes kind of get a glazed over type look, and have like a permanent smile on my face.
And for all the people out there who hadn't seen this, can you just give us an example to the camera?
Well, they'll probably see it eventually this season, but it's probably something like this.
Very good, okay. Well, I hope to see that very soon. Another question I picked was from Azza. He probably thought of this when he was down in the mines, but if you had to be stuck on a desert island with one person, who would it be? Butch or Robbo?
I guess I'd probably go with Butch.
Why is that?
Well, I guess if worst came to worst, and I had to eat one of them, Butch would probably keep me going for a couple of months longer than Robbo would. Also, I guess Butch would have less of a chance of catching me if he decided to turn the tables on me.
Well, that's fair enough. That's actually quite logical. But why would you pick Robbo?
I think I get tired of talking in hashtags all the time.
Okay, so the Dingos are renowned for having a very active social calendar, and I think, to be honest, we're the envy of the league because we have so many events that are happening. In your eyes, what is your favorite Dingos function?
I think the footy trips every year are probably the thing I look forward to most.
All right.
Social calendar.
And what is your favorite footy trip?
I think our Cuba trip has been the most epic one that I've been part of so far. I think it's going to be hard to top that one.
And I've heard that what happens on the footy trip stays on the footy trip. But is there anything, a little bit of information you could have given us, a little story you can tell from that trip?
I don't think I'm willing to break the oath of the footy trip on camera here.
Well, Tom, it's been great talking to you. Thank you very much for taking the time to do the interview.
No worries.
Before we go, do you have a message to give to the team?
Let's keep working hard, boys. Get to training as much as possible. Keep fit, and let's bring a flag home this year.
Excellent. All right. Thank you very much, Tom.
Cheers.